Okay, sorry about that. 1 second, please. Mm. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So the U.S. markets today were up. Nasdaq was the winner, up more than 1%, one third, 1.30%. S&P and Dow Jones, this one was 0.40. This one was close to 1%. And the volatility was crazy, negative 9.27%. This thing was nuts today. Pre-market for tomorrow, it looks like things are going to be slightly down. Hopefully it's more than slightly, because I do tend to be a bear. But yes, that's potentially what could happen tomorrow. Okay, so let's go to Tradestation, and we're gonna look at some quotes and such. Okay, so the winner of the day, as you can see, is coin, 18, close to 19%. We can take a look at that real quick. It had a gap up. So if you got it close to here to the bottom area and are longing it now, you're in a good spot. It could potentially get to this 190 area or so, 189 area. Uber did great. I think it was a catalyst because Lyft had great earnings, but you don't see Lyft down here. But I believe this was the catalyst because Uber did great. Open went up 7%.
Maybe you could show Lyft real quick, just as a comparison.
Yes, madam. Buen punto. Good point. And we can go over the earnings. So here's Lifty Lift Lift. We'll look at the daily first. You can see this thing skyrocketed up to the sky, surpassed this level of support / resistance. So, it's here it is. The 20 level is next, and it could fill up this gappity gap, which it kind of did here anyway. But, here's the area to kind of look at, which could get there tomorrow around $17, $18. Let's see how the earnings. Yes, so this is what it was. It went up 125% and revenue was great, I guess. I mean, sorry, earnings were great and revenue were in line, a little bit better than in line, so 0.41%. So this was the catalyst. And because the guidance was really good as well, they're saying they have a lot of orders, schedulings and such. People went nuts with Uber. I mean, sorry, with Lifty Lift, which, was a gigantic gap, as you can see here from the minute chart. And if we look actually, sorry, at the 15-minute is even better. You can see that this was yesterday. Look how much it went up in the pre-market. It went up to the sky, and then it pretty much, this was a gigantic up, up, up. Then it went back down, but then it stayed in this level. And you can see this is the cause of why Uber, because it's in the same sector, why it did so fabuloso. So yeah, this thing is very, very bullish. And because I don't have Lyft in here, it didn't show up. But if I did, let me see, I can get rid of the square and add Lyft, LFTI, Lifty Lift Lift. And now if I sort it again, we can see Lifty, Coin, and Uber were the winners of the day. So yeah. Open, like I was saying, went up because it had a horrible day yesterday, but it sort of stayed around this area. As you can see, I have a lot of shares. Hopefully it gets down to, down to the gutter, below 330 would be great. Chip space, as always, and you can see for tomorrow, it's going up to the sky limit. Um, had a great day today. Basically, if you got it at the beginning of the day or even in the pre-market down here at 172, for 172 to 180, that's $8 per share. So yeah, you could have done well if you got AMD. And there's no stopping this train at the moment. If you bought the dip here, even from here to here, that would have been fabuloso. We'll just look at NVDA because we're in the same space, just to see how that thing is going and if that got affected too. Look, this one looked like it wasn't as dominant as AMD, but still going up. And like we said before, wow, it did a big drop, huh? It did a big drop around 10:30, and then it picked back up. I think it was maybe AMD or the market making this go up. So, but that's why it's not in here. Netflix, close to 5%, I would say. I had a great day. Basically, again, if you got it in the pre-market or had it held it since yesterday, it did a jump up. And man, from here to here, 581 is still going. Let's see what happens. P-Tom, we got into this basically trying to short the pop. I didn't get any more shares at the top because I already had enough. And yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If it does a little dumpster dive, that would be amazing. Chewy's on hard buy. Vana is on hard buy. I hope it dumps. Lucid and Beyond Meaty. And this is the one that I want to make sure that we grab in 13 days because it could do similar to a play that we missed. But basically, Beyond Meat in 7 days, put that on the notes to watch. It's on hard buy. Dashi is up in the sky as well. It's also on hard buy. It's at all time. I think it's all time highs, but I could be wrong. No, not yet. Yeah, no, definitely. This is because of COVID. And it didn't have it had let's say it had red earnings. So let's see, sorry. Oh, it's gonna have earnings. Okay. It's gonna have earnings soon. It's still losing dinero at the moment, but it could have good earnings because Uber and them had been having great earnings. So actually, this could be jumping up higher because if Lyft and Uber are doing good, then Dash will probably do good. So that's something to also put on the notes, even though it's on hard buy. So that's tomorrow, actually, Leanna. Look, mañana, Dashy. DraftKings up 3.3%. Somebody should have stayed in this, but they didn't. They KAT out of that Biznatch, but that's okay. Meta, still bouncing in this area. It doesn't want to surpass this 488 at the moment. It could do a little, hopefully it gets back down a little bit here, more closer to 450. But it is looking bullish, and it could reach that 500 if the market picks up and does some crazy rally. And again, just be careful. It is heavy. It is heavy topsy. So, but again, it is a trend upward. Intel 44.27 at the moment. Staying around here. It likes this area. We would like it to drop. So hopefully when the chips go down, that's an opportunity for all of us to buy that dip. ASML's on hard buy. So maybe, when this drops like a rock, hopefully NVDA, Intel, and AMD drop like a rock. And those are all good companies to have. Hint, 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 hint for a long-term play or just averaging in for a long-term account. Roku is going to have earnings mañana. I hope this drops. I have a few shares of this. And so does my friend. So we are hoping and praying that it does not do good. Americana, I'm waiting for it to drop below $14. So it's looking like it's gonna do that. I hope it does. And yeah, just buy that dip. I do like the airlines. It's they're I have a little favoritism with them when they do, are a certain amount because I like getting a lot of shares of these. Macy's is on hard buy, and it's been kind of doing a little wave, kind of like not going past 20 too much. It doesn't really know what it wants to do at the moment. Um, if we would have held it when we got it, we could have been Rico, but we'll just have to wait until it drops back again to at least this level to get some more. And that's what you have to do with these types and just hold it. It's not something that trades fast and stuff, but what you just have to do is kind of like a Campbell play, maybe get a few shares here at 15, and if it drops, maybe get a few more shares here at 12 and average in and call it a dia. And speaking of Campbell, I want to see what the price is. Okay, so yes, we are gonna wait till it hits 40 that's where I wanna buy it at. Let's see if it gets to 40.50 tomorrow, and we will put a notification for that. I want it around this price right here. Where is it at? So maybe I'll get some even more. Maybe I'll put an order in to watch it and get 5 shares at 40.92 GTC plus, and we're gonna buy some. So yeah. Fresh bet, no comment. Rivian, no comment on that. Amazon, let's look at the 1 minute chart. It dipped down in the beginning of the day, picked back up from the low. This was sort of, a point to get out and then maybe pick it up again and then wait till the end of the dia. But you don't, in hindsight, it's easy, but it's not so easy when you're trading. Yeah, it's hovering around here. It tends to do that. It likes to play and consolidate in an area before it breaks up, which is here actually, this area that it likes. The next area of resistance is around this 180 area. So that's $10 to go and see if it will get there with the momentum of the market. Again, it's a magnificent 7. And based on these two trends, 50 and 200, it's still continuing. It does like this area here. So, it really does. So let's look at it on a weekly. It's in the area that it likes. So this is obviously a double top. This would be the area where you would want to short it at 190 or so, 185 to 190. So see if it gets there. You can see if it gets to all-time highs, and that's where you kind of want to see if you want to short it or not. Bancos haven't been treated well lately, and you can even see from here, the candles are not even that strong. They're kind of like just staying there, not great movements, kind of like in a range that wasn't too great. But this was overall positive because everything was so down yesterday. And then let's look at EBC because we're in the bank sector right now. Did better than yesterday, obviously. From here to here, wow, it did a little gap up. But then, it went below the low of yesterday and it picked back up and basically got here back to today. So not too strong overall for the bancos. They're having a little bit of an issue. And you can see here on the daily, well, that's not the daily, sorry. On the daily charts, they've been having some issues, kind of trending downward. So yeah, just wait for that price that we had identified before, which is around, we like the 10, but it might not get to 10, but see if you can grab some at 11. And if it does dip to 10, then just average in. Unless things get picked back up, it could, I also identified the $16. So, but at the moment, it's starting to sort of trend downward, or it could consolidate here for a while as well. Nikete. So, it's picking back up. It's 106. It's gonna fill this gap, uh, eventually. So, if you are in it, see if it dips back to this $100 range, because it's still below the 50 and it's still below the 200. It could turn around and get back here. This is a great psychological level. I would pick it up here at 100. We missed the boat at 90 and we didn't get it. But this is still a good level at 100. Maybe potentially you can get a few shares and then long it, or to see if it gets to even 95 or whatever. You can wait and see. Nikete, but let's look at it overall, and you can see the trend here where cross is going down, kind of a downward, still kind of going down. So just wait for the price then. Softy. Well, it's been doing kind of like a little flip, but still the same as yesterday in a way. Not all-time highs, but it could get back up here. The Mag 7 has been strong, and you can even see even here in the post market today, it's picking up momentum. Dip down, and then something happened in the post market around this time where everything just skyrocketed. Not skyrocketed, but some good news or something that made this catalyst a little mini rally. Dickety Dicks also had a good dia. As I predicted, here's the breakout. So boom, boom, boom. It surpassed this level, and I said, it's gonna break this, and it could get to 170, as I had said. So if you had listened to me and picked some up, there you have it. It's gonna get to that 170 area. Dickety dick dick dick. That's probably a good area to short this, because that's probably all-time highs. But again, watch the market, don't go too crazy, and manage your risk. So there you have it. It's at all-time high. So that should be on the notes for a potential play to be shorted at some point when it gets to near 168, 170. Because people are going to get their money at some point. Let's see. Maccadees starting to go down slightly, which is what we wanted to do. This is the area of support over here. This level here at 265 still has some ways to go. But it should get here one of these days. And that's what we have to do, and just get it. Don't be afraid. Just get some, go long. It's a good company. Nobody's gonna stop eating this caca. Okay, it's just kids' food. And let's be honest, people are gonna get their cafe from here as well. People who don't want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and want to save a few dollars with the app, this is what they're gonna do. And the reason this is such a high price is for a reason. It's because it's not a porqueria. It's because it's a good company. So invest in good companies, folks. Invest in good companies, and you will get rewarded. Azo, always fabulous. This thing is a machine. And as I had said, there's a little dip here. Hey, if you got $2,700, you should get some of this, go long. It's a good one. Let's see, Boeing. Okay, so I've been watching this, and this should be on watch. We want to get it at $200. There's the line in the sand. It should even one share should be bought with us, because you'll learn from our lessons. Oh, we should get it, and we don't. I think we should get at least one share at 200, because if it dips to around here, that's when we know where we have to average in and get more than 10 shares or more, you know, or so, because this thing is also not gonna, where's it gonna go? It's not gonna go anywhere. It has a duopoly with Airbus. It's been having hard times, but you know, this has happened and it will happen. And planes are gonna have issues, but what can you do? You have to go and get it at Boeing. You're not gonna get anywhere else. And that's it. So we shall see if it drops below 200. Somebody likes it at 180, so you can wait, you know, see if it gets to 180. And even here, yeah, but I suggest we should get at least one share to observe. XOM, as my friend has been saying, and she's right, it didn't pop up to this 115. The trend is still down. We're gonna see if we can get to this 95.90 area. And again, I think we should get some because XOM is a good company and we should invest in good companies. Because if you invest in good companies, they turn around and you get your money back and then some. Um, Apple has been beaten down. While everything is going up, this thing is going down. And we have this line in the sand here, but this thing is very weak. It's not like the others where the others are strong and keep going and breaking their 52-week high and just keep going up to the sky. This thing has been going down. The area that we can see to get some is this 170 area. But we have to watch what's going on in China and what's going on with this. But you could get it for a day trade too, because if it has a couple of bad days, it usually does pick up and you can, you know, you can get a few pesos, but try to get out the same day because we believe this thing is going to continue on a downward direction just because it's out of all of the magnificence, this is not being magnificent at all. In addition to Google, Apple is weaker. This one wins second place. But it's still up there. So it didn't do great either today. And man, it certainly dropped like a rock in the post market. So there must have been some crazy tragic news or something that happened. This should be investigated because it was weak all day. It picked up with the rally of everything in the NASDAQ, which everything was doing today. And now it dropped like a rock. So something happened here. This is very dramatic. Very dramatic. Let's look at Apple real quick because Apple had not a great good day either. It just went down all day. And again, it picked up with the rally, but still it didn't get back up here and see something happen because everything else is going up. NVDA, chips are going up, but this and Google are going down. So that's not good for them. And then Fabuloso Caro is continuing its directional downward spiral. And we are on the boat. You know, if we would have gotten 10 shares, 10 times 5 is $50 right there. And look, if it gets back up here, we just get some more. And this should be bought at any pop. So if it has a green day, just try to get it again because this thing is going to banana peels. That's all I have. I believe I have my financial statements here for those of you who want to continue the education piece of our fabulous financial statements. And we were going over
Didn't
again
you
the
say 15 minutes?
yes, sorry, this is for the next time. We're going to be going over this. And let me see, I apologize. That's it. That's all I have
Peace.
in the Middle East.